Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to look at writing stories. Now, in school, I hope you remember, when we write stories, we have our little story bags, don't we? And on each one, it says something like who, and inside there's a picture. And there's a few different sections when we write a story. There's who, who's the story about? Where, so where does your story begin? Where next? So where do your characters go in your story? The problem that they meet along their way. Who helps them? Where they go last. Normally they end up going back home. And then how they feel about everything that's happened. So 7 sections to our story to help us organise it a bit better. So I have thought about a story I'd like to have. And I've got my 7 different pictures to remind me, which you're going to see in a minute. The best thing to do when you're thinking about your story is think of your 7 pictures first, so you've got a bit of a map of where your story is going to go. Practice saying it out loud to somebody, and then do your writing. Because if you're trying to think of the story and remember how to do writing at the same time, it's a bit tricky, isn't it? So maybe have some pictures for your 7 steps. Practice saying it out loud and then write it. Here is my example. So my story is about my 2 children, Isabel and Elliot. And they are in a beach hut at a beach. But they decide to go on a little adventure and they find a gloomy cave. Inside that cave, they meet their problem, a scary dragon. But it's okay because a beautiful mermaid is there to save the day and help them. They make their way back home to the beach hut. And they're feeling relieved to be safe once again. The Adventures of Izzy and Elliot. One sunny day not so long ago, 2 cheeky children, Izzy and Elliot, were thinking of what they could do. Izzy and Elliot loved adventures. Their blonde hair and blue eyes led many to believe they were angelic. But they were not. They were very cheeky indeed. The sun was beaming and the sand felt soft on their feet as they sat on the edge of their wooden beach hut. Seagulls squawked above and the waves crashed gently onto the beach. It was peaceful, but a little too peaceful for Izzy and Elliot, so up they stood and off they went. After a short while they came to a dark and gloomy cave. Its entrance was surrounded by jagged rocks and would frighten most children, but Izzy and Elliot were excited to see what was inside. As they entered, they heard a low growl. A little further inside, it was as black as night, except for 2 glowing eyes. Elliot was feeling brave, so he reached towards them. Something felt spiky, and it had sharp claws and wings. All of a sudden, fire shot out of its mouth. It was a dragon. So as you can see, I haven't finished my story yet, have I? I've only got to the problem. I haven't had who helps, where last, and the feeling section. So, I'm going to leave this up to you. You can either finish my story for me using my picture cards, or you can choose your own story. It's completely up to you. Either way, I can't wait to see what you end up writing. Remember, you don't have to do it all in one day. This can take you a little while, and that's okay too. Take care, stay safe. Bye.